This is One-on-One. This is part of our Teacher Appreciation Week. Classroom Close-Up is our collaboration with the NJEA, and one of our colleagues that we're going to introduce in that series is Trevor Bryan, who is an art teacher at Elms Elementary School in Jackson Township. Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
We're about to see a video from the Classroom Close-Up series produced by the NJEA, but it's about something called the Art of Comprehension. 20 seconds on that. What is it?
The Art of Comprehension is a program that we started where we're using artwork to teach what are typically known as literacy skills and concepts.
Yeah?
Yep.
So pictures can teach, huh?
Pictures can teach. Yep.
Well, so can videos. You ready to see it?
I'm ready.
Jackie Cook, our producer, you ready? Let's go to the video from Classroom Close-Up.
We want to list everything that we see. So what do we see in this picture? Missy, what do you see?
I see monsters.
We see monsters. What else do we see?
Sharp claws.
We see claws. The art of comprehension is really trying to get kids to think. Looking at a picture is no different than reading a book. It's no different than watching a movie or a musical or listening to a song. Being able to connect to that book or that image in a meaningful way is where comprehension comes from.
Webster's Dictionary defines comprehension as the capacity for understanding fully. In education, it's a term that's closely tied to literacy, and researchers have even identified 7 reading strategies associated with strong comprehension. But is comprehension only about reading skill? If you ask the teachers at Elms Elementary School, they'll tell you that comprehension has to do with a lot more than reading. In fact, it has to do with pretty much everything.
Comprehension is the root of every single subject that we teach. So sometimes they'll say we teach science, we teach social studies, literacy. I never feel that way. I feel like I teach one thing, and that's comprehension. And my goal is for them to be able to think the whole entire school day.
Everything they do in life has to be comprehended, whether it be a picture, whether it be a movie, whether it be a book. Understanding is what life's about.
The Art of Comprehension integrates art-based comprehension strategies, not just for literacy, but throughout the curriculum. The inspiration for the program was a realization that the cognitive processes involved in understanding text are nearly identical to those involved in pictorial comprehension, and that students could practice these higher-order thinking skills through analyzing art.
The approach that we have is basically what is it, which is public information, what does it mean, and then how do you connect to it, which is the private information.
If you were the king or the queen, what would your monsters be? Okay? Because what could the
In 4th grade, we looked at Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak, and we were looking at one of the pictures where Max is riding the wild things and leading them in a parade. We were trying to get them to understand that that picture is really a picture about power, about controlling something, and we were getting them to make a personal connection about things that they wish they could be powerful over, or that they could lead.
I would be the queen of mixed division. My football team. World peace.
It's getting information, seeing information themselves, and then processing that information and making an understanding of it and connecting it to themselves. So there is absolutely no way that the kids can be passive in it. It's nonstop interaction because everything they do comes from them. It's fundamentally from them.
Trevor, those kids are working hard.
Yeah, a lot of thinking, a lot of good thinking.
I mean, can every kid participate in this regardless of their quote-unquote intellectual capacity?
Absolutely. One of the things that's great about this program is we have kids who perhaps are struggling readers who can practice these skills and go through these skills, and we even do this with the kindergarten kids. So the kindergarten kids are practicing the same skill sets that 4th graders are practicing. They're engaged, but we're really reaching a lot of kids with this program.
What kind of impact, what kind of reaction have you gotten from your colleagues?
The teachers that I work with love it, and we're really looking to expand the program right now, and the teachers really enjoy it because they see those kids who are struggling really working hard in this, and that we're reaching them through using artwork.
How would you expand it? I mean, talk that through. How did you do that?
Well, we're figuring out ways where, obviously as an art teacher, my time's limited. I can't get into all the classrooms to do literacy. So we're really trying to figure out how can I train teachers to use this program more effectively on their own. The teachers that are shown in the video, really this permeates almost their whole day. Those 3 questions: what is it? What does it mean? And how do I connect to it?
Go through those again.
What is it? What does it mean? And how do I connect to it? What is it is the communal knowledge. It's public information, taking what we see, what we've collected. It's almost like a form of research. And then we're bringing in some private information to what does that symbolize? What is this picture in the Where the Wild Things Are? That's a picture of power. And then how do you connect to it? That's your private information. What do you want to connect to it? What do you want to be more powerful over? What do you want to control? If you could.
Let me ask you, as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be parts of this, while it's greatly rewarding, that are frustrating as well.
This program has not been frustrating at all.
No?
No, not at all. And that's one of the great things about this program is at every point that we've kind of had a breakthrough, it just keeps going and going and building and building. It's been a really great process.
And the administration supportive as well?
Absolutely, because the data that we've collected is showing that it is an effective way of
How do you collect that data? Break that down for us.
The NJEA scores from last year, the benchmark testing, just written responses that we have, kids getting prepping for tests, or the schoolwork that we're doing. We're collecting all those artifacts.
We know it's interesting, Trevor. There must be some sort of, I know while the NJEA is a big part of this, there must be a sub-group, if you will, of art educators, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are other colleagues in other school systems inquiring about this?
We just started this last year. And this is the first full year that we've had of it. So it's really pretty brand new as far as we know. And so we haven't gotten the word out. We're hoping that this show will be an opportunity to spread that word.
I've asked every educator who has come in here this question. I need to ask you.
Yeah.
When did you know that A, you wanted to be a teacher, and B, an art teacher?
Well, I knew I wanted to teach in 7th grade, basically. The question was always whether I was going to be an English teacher or a art teacher. And one of the nice things about this program is all those things sort of came together, sort of came full circle for me. So that's been a really rewarding experience.
You never questioned whether you wanted to be a teacher or not?
Never questioned at all. I always knew, and I actually looked to be a classroom teacher at one point, and I finally went back to the art room, because that's where I really felt the most comfortable and I was the most passionate. And now I'm able to take all the things I want to do as a classroom teacher that I thought I could do as an English teacher, and I'm able to bring all those things together through art. And that's been really, really rewarding.
Isn't it fascinating how creative you can wind up being? Someone says, well, you're a teacher, you're pigeonholed, you got these tests you have to teach to. Well, all these things, may be true to some extent, but you've created this situation with your colleagues that's really eclectic.
Yeah, and the kids really enjoy it because it's about them. They're talking about themselves, right? We're learning all kinds of things about the kids that we didn't know, and so the classroom really comes together.
Great stuff. Trevor Bryan, art teacher, Elms Elementary School in beautiful Jackson Township, part of our Classroom Close-Up initiative, together with our colleagues at the NJEA, celebrating teachers, Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you very much, Trevor. Great job.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with another great teacher right after this. That was great.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, working for great public schools for every child. Wells Fargo, the law firm of Gibbons PC, PSC&G, committed to improving New Jersey's economy and strengthening its communities. And by Barnabas Health. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.